And
the music.
what have you promoted?
We have people that do crafts, handwork, these tables. We have people that do shoes, clothes. We have fashion designers in the ghettos. We have mechanics. We have actually the latest invasion. I was in the ghetto down there, and we are inventing fuel out of the normal waste. You know, the way they do it, and they create fuel, and this fuel can run a Bajaj. You know, and so in this shortage of fuel, some people don't need to go to the petrol station. They just do it locally. You know, but there are challenges we face into that, because now I don't know why the government does not embrace such things, because when they hear that such things are happening, they only come to stop it, not to guide, and you know, to let us know how we can do it better.
Okay.
Yeah.
On that note, there's also the question of you're the promoter, and the promoter usually gets like 70%, 80% of what has been earned by the talent. In your case as Shatter Empire, what's the arrangement there?
Well, I have dealt with a lot, with numberless artists, but we have only a few that really can make money, you know, because of the infrastructure. But still, if I'm to work with you, initially, I don't ask for money. We just work. So if something blows up and you feel like, man, I need Shatter on my team, of course, you have to sit on the table and we talk. What we are doing on the table and what's my card.
So when you sit on the table, say I am the talent now, I have hit it, I'm moderator, now I need Shatter promoter.
Of course. So if I told you're only singing and you're not investing anything, and I'm going to invest 100% of my money, my time and everything, of course, I'll take a 70 or a 60. Then you take the 40.
What is that 70 or 60 going to do on your side?
On my side? For you or for the artist? For me or for the artist?
So, either you're taking it so that you can do things for them.
Exactly. So for this 70 that I take, I make sure I pay the rent for you. You eat, studio, video, move, clothing, and everything.
All that is on Shatter Empire.
Exactly. That's why I take the biggest.
Why do you put all of that on you? Why does my feeding have to be on you? My rent have to be on you?
No, because you are my artist. I don't want you to be stressed about rent. I only want you to be focused on music. You have to be in studio always. So that's why we take most of the things that will give you hard times to create away from you, to make things easy for you to create bigger things.
As a promoter, what is your 10 years picture looking like?
Well, I have an idea. Actually, we are going to start it, inshallah, anytime. It's called the Uganda's Next Big Act or Artist. So we are going to do a nationwide tour, because we've been in Kampala alone. So we want to extend to go to Jinja, Mukono, we have to go to Gulu, because people call us there. So we want to do a nationwide tour, searching for talents, and at the end maybe of the year, or of the period, we will have one solo artist. So I don't know how long it will take to tour the whole
national
Uganda.
Competition.
Yeah, national competition.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And right now, as it stands, you are well positioned, and now you're getting the trust of so many ghetto youth who have talent.
Yeah.
However, how are you improving yourself as Kaiwa, Joshua, to ensure that you become a better promoter to those people? Not just, how do you move from level A where you are to level D?
Of course, as a person, you have to consider a lot of things. So I decided to actually go back to do to study, to do more, you know, more studies in music management and stuff. I'm also doing the AI course, because now the future is AI. So we need the internet as much as we could. So I'm trying to better myself, you know, to look different so that people can trust me, because I don't want to stay as a ghetto youth down there. I want to be on big platforms, and when I'm invited, I can, you know, talk matters and people say, this guy is really brilliant.
What did you use
for the job?
Okay, what did you use for your first promotion?
Of course, what?
What did you use for your first promotion?
There's nothing much. It was all about my phone and TikTok. That were the only promotion tools that I used.
And what have you added on since then?
Since then, I was using my phone, and we call them robots. So you carry a robot, so the phone is recording the voice, another guy is recording the video. But now, when you see, I have a whole sound system. I have a MacBook, I have a mixer, I have a controller, I have speakers. So, when we come, we bring the vibe. So this is really a big change. So because when you look at the quality of the videos we used to shoot back in 2023 and the quality now, it's different. And the fact that I'm here, it really shows that things are moving well.
Okay, having originated from Makindye, have you worked with any other ghetto communities in Kampala?
Of course.
Which ones are those?
Everywhere. I've been to Kamocha, Bwaise, Nansana. I've been to Jinja. I've been to Mbale. I've been to Iganga. I've been to Mbarara. I've been anywhere in Uganda.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the case of the United States, there would be West Coast versus East Coast.
Yeah.
So for the case of ghettos in Kampala and the ones that you have tested and worked with artists there, which one do you say has real raw talent that
in
Uganda out on? Yeah.
Let me see. That's a tough one.
I know it's a tough one.
That's a tough one, but let me see. We have a lot of talents in Kamocha. Kamocha is full of talents because you do a session in Kamocha and you're never bored. You're always laughing. You're always triggered. Like, man, what did this guy say? And Nansana. That's also a great place of talents. There's it's called Wabigalo down there, and talents are everywhere in Uganda actually. And the good thing is that now the ghetto youth, they are uniting actually. So if they know that I'll be in Makindye and someone is in Gaba, they will come.
They will move to Makindye.
Yeah, they'll move to Makindye to make sure that they showcase from there.
So this is to say you announce which ghetto you're going to be going.
Exactly, we do announce.
Where's the element of surprise that Shatter Empire has landed here? Who's the talent here?
That was before, but now we have to announce because now we have to be professional. You cannot just find people and tell them, let's do something. You have to tell them days earlier, they prepare, they be ready, they practice, because now these things are not only for us. They're playing on national TVs everywhere, so they have to be really scripted and well organized.
And the work that you have done so far over the course of 3 years, how has it contributed to changing the image of ghettos in Kampala?
A lot. Because before, people knew ghettos as criminals, thieves, and the rest of the thing. But now ghettos are becoming actually brands. We have people in the ghetto that are doing their content and they're invited, to advertise business, to do things. So a lot has changed. We have musicians, that came from the ghetto. And when they come, they don't come alone. They come like with a gang of people, like 10 or 20 people from the ghetto. So you find all these people, their life is changing because of just one talent.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're very right. I had a sit down with Spice Diana. She talked to us about her journey pretty much through the same channels. In order for her to become the Spice Diana that we see today. Yeah. She had to go through similar pathways. And now we want to speak into what has been the impact of technology for you to actually create the change that you're creating in these different communities.
Well, it's positive, and technology is everything, because if it was not the internet, we couldn't be here.
Let me actually revise. Comment section, babera bagamba ki?
Oh, comment section. They usually say, man, it's great, just go, positive vibes alone, people love it, people like it. And I was even amazed, even the uptown people, because you move and like people, we move on our borders. Then someone is hooting in a V8, you're like, is he calling me? Yeah, shut up, man, I love what you're doing, keep it up. So I was like, oh yeah, we're doing really great. So it's really positive.
You have had positive impact on these communities.
Yeah.
What's been the positive impact to you, Kayua?
Me as myself, of course, I've bettered myself now. When you look at me 3 years ago, it's not the same me. I was very tiny, I was very small, you know. I've gained some weight, not alone about, you know, physical things like money or something. I've got connections, you know. I've got links. I have, you know, I have a lot of people that I can connect with, which is very, very important. Actually, more than even the money and the rest. But still, the money hasn't came in yet yet. But yeah, we're looking at it anytime soon.
The 3 years that you're talking about is where we've had elections, and you know, these are concluded elections. We saw different political leaders using the ghetto youth a lot to you know, do their work for them. And what's been the response from government and leaders as you're trying to do this work of promoting and showing them that, look here, we're simply young people who are looking for a livelihood and a better life in the same country?
Well, ever since the elections got done, we've never seen any come back. Yeah.
No one?
No one. They only come around in election time. So when it's done, it's a done deal. You have to do your own struggles and the rest. Maybe only see rampant arrests in the ghetto, you know, and whatsoever. But there's been really nothing big that they have done.
Would you like them to do anything for you?
Of course, of course.
What is that?
Well, because I think Uganda and mostly the ghetto youths, they have the talent, and this talent can feed a lot of people. So if the government can come out and maybe do like hubs or homes in different areas whereby this home they construct maybe in Makindye or in Gaba, there's a studio, there's a boxing gym, there is where they can do carpentry, there is a football pitch that can harbor a lot of talents. So from these places we can get so many people that can strive, go bring the BET awards and bring the money from outside and boost the economy. So the government should really look into doing these things in different areas, because now you can find someone coming from Mbale to Kampala to record a music audio, and maybe if there was access, a hub in Mbale, now someone couldn't come from Mbale to Kampala, or someone coming from Mbale to see me Shatta Empire, because they think I can add something onto their talent. But maybe if the government came in and they're like, man, Shatta, we're doing a good job, we're going to give you this, the infrastructure, so that you can move and do a national tour, it will be really good.
All right, Shatta, as we're coming to the close of this conversation, what is your word, first of all, what's success looking like for you, and then what's your word of encouragement to both the ghetto people, but also to the other people that look at ghettos?
Well, you people that think that ghetto youths are thieves, they are criminals, that's very wrong. They are hard workers, they are talented people, and they're trying to survive in any way. They're trying to survive and make money and live life as you in the office you are living. And the word of advice I give to the ghetto youth is just stay true to your dreams, keep away from drugs, focus, and we shall make it.
Okay. Shatta Empire, thank you so much for a job well done. Okay. All right. As we come to the crown of Friday's edition, we get to also hear of some news through the Daily Monitor that confirmed by the legal team of Dr. Kizza Besigye that once again he finds himself with illness. As of this morning, a sit down with Elias Lukwago, who is on that legal team, to get an update in that regard with Stephen Bide.